Well, that went further than I wanted it to. Welcome back to Rockit Garage. This is going to be the install of the engine for the El Camino. And if you haven't seen the last episode on this, we cleaned this thing up, checked the compression, painted it. Should be all good to go. And if you guys enjoy this content, please like, subscribe. It helps me out a bunch and it doesn't cost you anything. So let's get rolling on the video, cleaning out the engine bay. Once again, we're gonna be using the Walmart oven cleaner. This stuff works amazing. Already scraped off all the big chunks. And now we just gotta spray this on. Went a little overkill and did the whole car, but engine bay is pretty clean. Tried to get as much of the underside as possible and it cleaned up pretty decent. I really didn't spray the bed because there's stuff in it, but I'm gonna let that dry and then we're gonna throw it on the lift. So we got the El Camino in the lift area. I don't have it actually on the lift just yet. Everything is cleaned out. We need to blow it off, scrub it with a red scuff pad just to kind of make sure it's got some tooth, and then slap this bad boy in there. I've been messing with the accessories. This is kind of just the boring, piddly stuff. Got the fuel pump on there, pulleys, alternator, distributor cap back on, coil. Got the exhaust manifolds taken off, or the the down tube, and I broke that, so I'm gonna have to get that stud out and replace it before I actually put it in the car. Motor mounts are installed, spark plugs, wires. I think before I tackle that, I'm gonna go ahead and prep this and get this painted. That way it's dry by the time I get this thing ready to go in the car. Something to note in this video, you might see the car and like the trim change because I'm gonna be taking the car apart because I'm doing the video on the bodywork as well as installing the engine. So it's gonna be changing as you watch it. So you'll eventually see this video of the bodywork since my uncle said, go ahead and do it. And nothing crazy, not a high-end paint job. We just want to make this thing one color and make it look decent. So the car's going to change while I'm actually installing the engine. That's just how I work, and you'll see that video whenever I'm done with it. We're going to be installing a new master cylinder. Might as well do it now. Well, the phone shut off, so I lost all the rest of that footage. But here is the new master cylinder. And then there's a plug on the bottom that I'm gonna have to find a brass plug and cover that. But I'm not worried about it at the moment. All right, so the next thing we're gonna do now that the car's washed, got the brake master cylinder on, and the engine's almost ready to go in, so we're gonna scuff it, wipe it down, and spray it black. All right. Still drying. So I'm gonna let this dry and start putting parts in. Now I don't normally like just bombing everything black, but since there's so many parts that need to go in the engine bay, I just went ahead and decided just to do everything that's here black, then everything like the engine and miscellaneous pieces up here and all the chrome. It should look decent. So not bad for a quickie. Now this is the stuff I'm using. It's Nason chassis black 1K, so you don't have to mix anything. It's just ready to spray. You know, obviously put it in a cup and strain it, but no mixing, just spray it on and let it dry. So I broke both of those bolts off. Now I gotta tap or drill and tap those. When I went to roll it over, engine spun around, hit me in the knee. This has not been a fun job. Okay, I'm just gonna do this and then we're just gonna get it in the car. So I went and bought an engine lift plate. Needed one of those for a long time, but we got all 3 studs in. That was a pain. This side's pretty good. So let's get it off the engine mount and then get the flywheel off or flex plate and then throw it in the car. All right. That's off. We will have to find what size pilot bearing to throw in there before we put the clutch and flywheel and all that on. So I'm gonna leave that. Let's get it in the car, get the bolts in it, and start assembling some engine bits. A lot easier without the transmission in it. What do we got here? Found them. So we've got a washer, bolt washer. Oh, that did it. Cool. Okay, so my first goal to get done on this project is I want to get all of the accessories, radiator, belts, like just everything, fuel lines. I just want to get all of that. Where does that go? Oh yeah, battery. That goes to the battery. Yeah, I just want to button up all the things that I took apart, and then I'll get back on the body work. Because as you can see, the car's in first primer. Most of the dents are fixed. There's a few I missed, but now that the car is mainly straight, let's get all this mechanical stuff done. Give my shop some room. And hopefully test fire this thing maybe next week. Hopefully. I hear you, chickens. I've got to run to town and get some hose clamps and a couple terminals. Oh, dang it. I need oil. And then I'll order a pilot bushing. So the next video I'm gonna do on this car is going to be installing the clutch and transmission and cutting a hole in the floor for the shifter. And yeah, we're gonna be close on this. It's taking a while, but slow and steady wins the race, right? This car is not perfect. It's not meant to be perfect. It's just supposed to be hopefully reliable enough and just kind of cool. It's a 60 El Camino, so can't go wrong there. So yeah, hopefully after the transmission's in, we'll be able to hear this thing fire for the first time, which will be cool. And hopefully it doesn't smoke and have a bunch of blow by. I don't think it is, but it felt like a decent motor. Now I just gotta button everything up. All right, so we got the lower radiator hose, upper hose, we got the fan shroud on. It's not bolted up because the transmission and the engine sway thing, you know, how it sits. Once I get the transmission in, the engine should sit a little different. That way the shroud doesn't hit the crank. Ordered a couple more parts, filters and hose clamps. And pretty much the engine's in. Carburetor's not on, obviously, but everything else is pretty much there. Now I gotta move on to the transmission. Just ordered a pilot bushing, and then we will see if we can't make all of this work together. That's gonna be on the next one. So thanks for watching, liking, subscribing, commenting, doing all the things you guys do. And this car is coming along pretty nicely. So see y'all, have a good one.